continue further. All right, so the recording started. Okay, so before starting and before informing you people like what you're going to understand, I have certain uh, asks from my side. Okay, so always try to attend the session. Okay, uh, I can understand there will be certain personal things that might hinder you to not attend the session. Yeah, one or two session not attending is fine. Okay, but try to attend the sessions as much as possible. Why? Because rather than going through the recorded session, if you attend the sessions, uh, so like you will be able to understand things much better, and whatever the doubts that you have, you can ask me and get it clarified. Okay, but attending the recording sessions, okay, even though if you have any doubts, you will not be able to ask any doubts. That is one part. Okay, so try to attend as much sessions as possible so that the doubts can be clarified and you will be able to understand things much better rather than attending the recorded sessions. That is one part. Okay, and if you have any doubts during the session, you can stop me and you can ask me. That is one way. Or you can make a note of that particular doubts. During the end of the session of that particular day, you can ask or clarify that particular doubt. Okay, that is another way. So whichever that you feel comfortable, you can do it. Okay, so that is one more thing. And in this particular project class session, you will be understanding two different projects. Okay, so the pretty first project that you will be understanding would be I can say exploratory project. Okay, I'll tell you why exploratory project. Okay, and another one is it would be a kind of real-time project. Okay, so you will understand in if you start working as a test engineer, how you will be getting the requirement. Okay, and how you will be understanding that particular given requirement, and how the designs will be there for that particular requirement. Okay, and I will come up with a requirement document both the back end side as well as the front end side. Okay, and for that particular requirement, how we will be coming up with the test cases. Okay, and how we will be select testing that particular requirement. Okay, and also you will understand the tool called as Jira. Okay, so Jira is a predominantly used project management tool. Okay, so how you can make use of the Jira tool and how you will create your own tickets and how you will get the tickets from the product team. Okay, all these things you will be understanding with respect to the real-time project. And the pretty first project that you are going to work on with me would be the exploratory project. Okay, exploratory project as in the project is already available for the end users to use. Okay, suppose imagine you have got an opportunity as a software test engineer in any XYZ company. Okay, so how this exploratory project will help you, I'll tell you here. See, once you get an opportunity to work as a software test engineer, right? Certain industries work certain ways or different ways, right? They might have enough time for you people to explain the existing project. Okay, but certain people or certain companies will not have much time. What they will do, they will just inform you to explore the existing application by yourself. Okay, and understand the application, how the existing application works, and based on your exploratory whatever the doubts that you have, you can ask the senior QA engineers in that particular company and you can clarify your doubts. So majority of the time how things works is they will ask you to explore the existing project and understand it by yourself, Okay, why? Because certain people will showcase that you have a experience, right? So if you tell them that you have experience, they will know, like you'll know how to explore the projects and understand the existing functionality, right? But whatever the doubts that you have while exploring the project, there will be people to address the doubts that you have. Okay, so that is the reason we have designed the project class in such a way that once you get a job in the company, like how the current industry will work. So keeping that thing in mind, we have designed the project classes syllabus. Okay, so that is the reason we have given a pretty given the priority for the exploratory testing of a particular existing project, and then the second project based on the live project, like how the current industry will work based on what exactly that is expected out of you. Okay, so any doubts till now, like whatever that I have explained you, like how our project class sessions are designed.
No, sir.
Okay, great, fine. So now um, I'll just quickly walk you through a little bit in depth. Okay, like what are the things that you're going to understand and learn in this particular project sessions. Okay. So, as I told you, it would be the exploratory project that you will understand as a first phase. Okay. So, first thing that you are going to understand would be like what is a project. Okay. And also, you are going to understand what is a product based company and what is a service based company. Okay. That is one part. And you will be understanding what are the hierarchy that would be followed in a project based company and a service based company. Okay, and you will be understanding what is a domain basically, and what are the different types of domain that is available in the market. And we will come up with certain examples like what are the different types of domain and what is the domain. Okay, and for our exploratory project we will be choosing a e-commerce application. Okay, for that you will be understanding what is the e-commerce and what are the different types of business models that is available in e-commerce. Okay, and we'll choose a e-commerce project and we'll be exploring that particular e-commerce project. And for that you'll be understanding what is the e-commerce and what are the different types of e-commerce applications that are available. Okay, and also once we explore the e-commerce application, we will be coming up with a test plan document. Okay, and also based on our understanding of the application we'll be coming up with the test cases document. Okay, so we will be coming up with the test cases for a functionality based test cases, and we'll be coming up with the integration testing based test cases, and we'll also come up with the end-to-end test cases for that particular application which we have explored. That is one thing. Okay, and also we'll understand how the backend architecture of the application will work, and also so like we'll understand how we can log defects using the Jira tool. Okay, and how we can come up with the weekly test execution report or a daily test execution report. Okay, and also we will understand like how we can go ahead and download the uh, defects that we have raised, and also we'll understand uh, how the MNC companies will work and how the startup companies will work, and how the MNCs will share the release notes, and how the startup companies will share the release notes, and what is the use of the release notes basically. And also we'll understand how what exactly is the agile methodology, and so like how agile methodology is used in the current industries. Okay, and also we will come up with the so like resume points that has to be mentioned in your profile. Okay, and also we will understand what are the roles and responsibilities that has to be mentioned in your profile. Okay, and also you will understand what are the things that you need to say like inculcate while you provide or while you come up with your self introduction. uh, okay, so we'll understand how self introduction which has to be uh, given if you are attending any interviews. Okay, and so these are the majority points that would be covered as a part of your first project. And as a part of your second project, I will say like how do you get the requirements from the product owners. Okay, and how the product owners will groom you people on the requirements that they come up with. Okay, and how they are going to groom you people on the designs. All right, the mock-up designs or the wireframe designs that they have. Okay, and so like you will understand the confluence or the confluence documents. So these confluence documents are the documents where they will explain you the project requirement, and for that particular product requirement, how you can come up with the test plan and the test cases, etc. Okay, and how you can come up with the estimations for that particular um, select product requirement document. Okay, and also what all the tools that is used in order to come up with the test cases. Okay, and how you can come up with the test execution reports. Okay, and how you can create defects once you start testing the application, and how you are going to get the build in and up for a testing purpose. Okay, and once you come up with the defects, like how you can prioritize those particular defects, all those things you will be understanding. So majorly these are the things that we will be covering and coming up with select in this particular project session. So, and also as I told you, like I will be sharing you this particular product requirement document in the WhatsApp group. So I hope you people already are part of that particular WhatsApp group, right? So all the documents that we discuss in this project class or project session, right? If any documents that we come up with, all those documents will be shared across in that particular uh, WhatsApp group for you people's reference. Okay. So, any doubts here on this brief understanding, like what you're going to learn in this project session?
Yes, one question.
Yes,
How is exactly is it going to be? It is going to be hands-on or just theoretical part?
it is going to be say like hands-on in if I want to answer your question. Okay, so the exploratory would be like we'll be picking up our application and we all will be exploring the application. Okay, and we ourselves will be preparing the test plan and we will be preparing the test cases. And once we prepare the test cases, certain modules will be assigned for you people as a part of assignment.
Okay.
Okay, and
Huh.
you people have to come up with the test cases for the remaining modules.
Sure, sir.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
yeah, we'll be creating a team among you people. Okay, and you people should come up with the test cases for the for the remaining set of modules in the application. Okay, so it would be like a hands-on only. So I will be explaining you, and I will be so like giving a start, like how exactly we are supposed to write the test cases, and uh, remaining modules, you people's responsibility to come up with the test cases, and it would be kind of a assignment. And that is one thing. And uh, in the live project, so once you start working with any particular company, right,
Yeah.
how it will be and how you will be working in that particular company, keeping that thing in mind, the live project classes are designed.
Okay. Sure, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other people have any doubts? Oh, I'll take that as no. All right. So, to start up with today, okay, we will understand how product-based companies will work, or basically, we'll understand what is the difference between a product-based company and a service-based company. Okay. So, let me do one thing. Mm, Let me open a document. Okay. And let me share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible for you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. So now in today's session, let me start with understanding of what exactly is a product-based company and what exactly is a service-based company, and how service-based companies will work and how product-based companies will work. Okay. So a lot of us here, we have consumed Pepsi, right? So is there anybody who have never tasted Pepsi in this session? Means the people, those who are in this session, is there anybody who have never tasted Pepsi? I believe nobody. Everybody have tasted Pepsi over here, correct? So now, see, there is a company called as Pepsi, okay, and let me name this document. Okay, so there is a company called Pepsi, okay, and what this Pepsi company does, they manufacture uh, cool drinks or cold beverages, okay. So manufacture cold drinks, or you can say cold beverages. All right. Now, suppose imagine Pepsi have started their manufacturing of cold beverages in Bangalore location. Okay. And they start distributing their cold beverages in multiple cities in Bangalore location. Okay. Or multiple locality. Now, they have, suppose imagine they have started it in the year 2020. All right. In the year 2020, they have started manufacturing uh, cool drinks in Bangalore location, and they have started distributing it multiple locations in Bangalore. And their business starts, and the sales happens of Pepsi units, and the sales happens really very well. Okay, and now what happens? They wanted to understand like what is the sales number of units of Pepsi sales happened in the month of August 2021. Okay, so they wanted to know, or Pepsi, I'll say Pepsi wanted to know what is the sales of number of units of Pepsi bottles in the month of August 2021. So, what is the way to understand um, what is the number of units of Pepsi bottles that is sold in the month of August 2021? The way to know this is either they need to maintain a record, okay, based on the number of bottles that got distributed in Bangalore location. Okay, I'll mention in Bangalore, or I'll say Bengaluru location. One way of understanding is uh, they should maintain the number of units that got distributed to the retailers. Right. So Pepsi do not worry about what is the number of units that is sold by their retailers. No, that does not matter. They should know like what is the number of units that they have distributed to their retailers. So based on that, they will identify the sales that happened. Correct. That is one way. Okay, so they should maintain the number of units that got distributed. How they will maintain? Say like uh, via some ledger books. Okay, or to some written documentation. Right. So this is one way. They should have some written documentation using which they will be able to understand like what is the number of Pepsi bottles that got distributed or sold. Okay. Now, suppose imagine the same requirement comes. They should understand what is the number of select, or what is the sales that has happened uh, of number of Pepsi bottles in the month of select January 2021. Right. So again, they should go back and understand like by going through these ledger books or through the documentation. So do you people think this is a easy task or a tedious task to maintain these particular records or documentation?
It's not easy, sir.
It's an easy task.
No, it's not easy.
Right. So chances are there they might lose this ledger books or lose this documentation. Correct. And if they lose this documentation, if somebody asks, hey, what is the sales that happened in the Bangalore location in so and so month? Definitely they'll not be able to inform or tell them. Or suppose imagine somebody from senior management, they ask, what is the number of units that got manufactured in the month of December 2021? Definitely, if they lose the track of these documents or the ledger books, they'll not be able to inform or mention to their senior management. So now, in order to overcome this, what Pepsi will do? Now, Pepsi wants to maintain all these things not in a written format or not in the ledger. Okay. So they wanted to maintain in such a way that there should be a software. Okay. There should be a software that should have all the information. Okay. So now, if Pepsi wants to know what is the number of Pepsi bottles that got distributed in any particular month, so what they should do, they should just provide the necessary information, like in the month of September. Okay. They should know the number of distributed units of Pepsi bottles. Okay. All they need to do is just open the software page and provide the month. They should get the result. And they wanted to know what is the number of manufactured units. They should just open the page, provide the month and year. They should get the result. So if they have a software, now do you think is it an easy task or a tedious task? If you have a software, it's an easy task or a tedious task now?
Easy.
It's a easy task.
It would be a easy task, right? So rather than maintaining such kind of things in written documentation or a ledger books, if you have a software which captures the number of units that got manufactured, which captures the number of units that got distributed to the retailers, right? So all you need to do is you need to give the input for which month you want the information. Just provide the or select the month and the year, you'll get the information. So software is a easy way to understand these particular or to get the data, right? So now what Pepsi decides? Pepsi decides, okay, it's better to have a software to maintain all this particular data. Now what Pepsi will do? Pepsi will approach. Pepsi will approach whom? For example, they will approach Wipro, Wipro Technologies. Okay, Pepsi will approach Wipro Technologies and they will inform, hey Wipro, we wanted to maintain all these data of manufactured units and distributed units to the retailers. Okay, so we need to maintain all the data of manufactured units and distributed units to the retailers in specific locations. Right. So this is the requirement from Pepsi to Wipro. Okay. Now what Wipro will do, they will understand the requirement. Pretty first part that Wipro will do, they will understand requirement of Pepsi. Okay. And they will have a technical team, okay, wherein they will analyze the requirement. analyze the requirement, and they will tell them, okay, in order to come up with a software, we require 1 year time. Okay, and it will cost you, say like, I'll say 15 crores. Okay, so first they will approach Wipro. Okay, since Pepsi are doing business, right? They will not just go to Wipro and give their requirement and whatever that they tell them, and they will accept, and then they'll give the project to Wipro. No, why? Because even they are business people, right? They'll approach Wipro, and the same way they'll approach other people as well, right? So they will approach, for example, Infosys Technologies, right? And again, they will tell them, okay, these are the problems that we are facing. Okay, in order to maintain all the information. Now, what Infosys people will do? Infosys people also will do the same thing. What they will do, they will understand the requirement of Pepsi, and they will analyze the requirement, and they'll come up with a timeline. For example, suppose they say, we require 1.5 year, 1.5 year time, and uh, they charge somewhere around, for example, they say 18 crores. Okay. Now, Pepsi will do, they'll approach one more company. Okay. For example, this time, uh, imagine there is a TCS Technologies, and they will inform all their problems in their business, and they'll say this is what their expectation is. Okay, given any particular month and a year, they should be able to fetch all the information of the manufactured units and the distributed units, etc. And now what will happen? TCS also will come up with all the, uh, so like, they will understand the requirement, they will analyze the requirement, and they will say they might require, say like, for example, 10 months time, 10 months time, and they're going to charge them, for example, say like 20 crores. Okay, so these are the three different companies Pepsi will approach. One is Wipro, they will explain their problem. Okay, Pepsi will explain their problem, and Wipro will analyze their problem, and they will tell them they require 1 year time, and they are going to charge 15 crores. And Infosys Technologies will understand the Pepsi's problem, and they'll say they require 1.5 year time, and they're going to charge 18 crores. And TCS will analyze and understand the problem, and they say 10 months time is required, and they're going to charge 20 crores. Okay, so if you see here, if you closely watch, okay, Wipro Technologies, Infosys Technologies, and TCS Technologies, they are the service providers, okay, or they are the service providers to develop the application who are in need. So these are a best examples for service-based companies. TCS Technologies, Infosys Technologies, and Wipro Technologies, they develop the software for their customers and give that particular software to their customers based on their requirement or based on their need. Okay, so these Wipro, Infosys, and TCS are best example for service-based companies. Why? Because they develop the software as a service and give that software to their customers. Okay, and once they develop the software, they are not the whole and sole owner of that particular software. The whole and sole owner of that particular software is the Pepsi. not Wipro, not Infosys, or not TCS. Is this thing clear till now? Any confusion till now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you people are aware of the problem, and we have approached three different companies with this particular problem. Now, tell me, which service based company will you choose in order to come up with a solution for the problem that Pepsi is facing? Which company will you
Wipro.
choose?
Wipro.
Wipro.
Okay, how many will choose Wipro? You can raise your hands. Okay, Triveni, Mary, Nayak, Kiran, Revati. Okay, so majority of you people have chosen Wipro. May I know the reason behind why you have chosen Wipro? What is the reason behind it?
Considering the time and the cost, sir.
Considering the time and the cost. Okay, so you people have considered the time and cost. Okay, I totally agree. And how many people will go with Infosys? Okay, nobody wants to go with Infosys. Okay, how many will go with TCS Technologies? Okay, great. Nandini, Vidya, Ashok, Nanda. All right, wonderful. Why? Okay, Chandana. All right, why do you people go with TCS?
Like if the budget is not a problem means like a time like we need product very quickly means at the time we will go with the TCS.
Excellent, wonderful. All right. So if you ask me, I would go with TCS. Why? I'll tell you. See, even though the budget is less, 5 crores is less with Wipro, but they are taking 1 year, wherein 2 months extra, and TCS is taking 10 months, right? And see, everything in business is time and money. Okay, I might be ready to pay 5 crores extra if I get the product in 10 months. And the next 2 months, I should be able to earn this 5 crores. Getting the point. Okay. So Wipro is taking 1 year time and is charging me 15 crores. But TCS is taking me 10 months time and is charging me 20 crores, wherein 5 crores extra when compared with Wipro. And the odd man out here is Infosys because he is taking 1.5 year, 6 months additional than Wipro and 8 months additional than TCS. Even though he is charging less than TCS and little bit high than TCS, he is an odd man out. So I'm just removed Infosys. Now, my companies in the list are Wipro and TCS. Here, there is a 2 months time gap. Okay. So now Wipro is taking 1 year and TCS is taking 10 months. But however, he is charging 5 crores extra and is charging 5 crores less. But if I get the application 2 months before, I can still go ahead and earn this 5 crores. Okay. Why? Because in business, time is money. Okay. In business, always keep in your mind, in business, time is money. Okay. So keeping that in mind, if I get the software 2 months early, I can earn this 5 crores, whatever that I'm paying extra to TCS, I can earn in that particular 2 months time. So that is how the business people will think, or that is how the people, those who do business, will think. Okay. So I totally understand. Okay, the way you people thought is absolutely right. Okay, so just 2 months time and I can save 5 crores. Yeah, that way also people will think who does the business, and l- we'll be receiving the software less than say like before 2 months, and in this 2 months they can earn whatever the extra 5 crores that they are paying, they can earn in this particular 2 months time. That way also people will think. Okay, so keeping all these things in mind, if you ask me, I would go with TCS. Okay, and people those who have selected Wipro also uh, select, no problem with it. Why? Because in less time, with less money, you're able to get the application. All right. So let us boil down and let us consider TCS. Okay. So Pepsi will select TCS to develop the project or application that they are looking for. Now, 10 months finished, and software is released and provided to Pepsi for their use, and they are able to use the application as per their expectation. Great, wonderful. Now, whatever the software that is developed by TCS and the code that is written by TCS, whom does that code belong to? Whom the code written by TCS belong to? TCS is the one who has written the code, right?
Yes.
Whom does that code belong to? The code belongs to
Pepsi.
TCS or Pepsi.
Code belongs to TCS, but they are not a owner. The owner will be the Pepsi
Okay,
because they develop to the software as a service and give the software to the customer.
right. So the code written by the TCS, okay, it belongs to TCS. That is what Vidya says. Actually speaking, okay, the code written by TCS, it actually belongs to Pepsi. They'll have to give it a handover to Pepsi itself. Okay, understanding the point. Why? Because Pepsi has paid to write that particular code, right? So whatever the code that is written by TCS, it completely belongs to Pepsi, and they'll have to hand over that particular code to Pepsi itself. Okay, why? Because Pepsi has paid them, paid TCS for that particular code that is written by TCS. Understanding the point? So the code belongs to Pepsi. All right, that is the reason they have paid this 20 crores, right? So that this 20 crores has been paid by Pepsi to TCS, and whatever the code that is written by TCS, it completely belongs to Pepsi, right?
Yes, sir.
So code belongs to Pepsi, even though it is written by TCS, as Pepsi has paid to TCS. I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, since everything went well, okay, um, TCS have written the code, and Pepsi are able to use that particular software to run their business. Wonderful. Okay. Now, what TCS will do? TCS will say, "Hey, Pepsi, since you have paid me 20 crores, okay, um, I will give you 6 months of maintenance free. Maintenance free. Okay. Hey, Pepsi, I will give you 6 months of maintenance free. And in this 6 months, okay, I'll say in this 6 months, if you face any issue, I will fix it free of cost. Why? Because he has paid me 20 crores. Okay. So 6 months I'll give him maintenance, and I'll fix any problems that is faced in 6 months for free of cost. Okay. Now imagine, imagine um, Pepsi did not encounter any issues in 6 months. Okay. However, Pepsi encountered a issue, select after 6 months. Okay, it is a silly issue, for example. It is a silly issue. Now, to fix it, TCS will charge, or they will not charge.
They will
They will
charge.
charge, sir.
Yes, they will charge.
Okay, how many say Pepsi will charge? It's a simple issue. Okay, how many say Pepsi will charge? Sorry, TCS will charge.
Sir, is it after 6 months, right?
Yes, after 6 months.
Mm.
Okay, okay. So Nanda, maybe Ashok, Vidya, Kiran, Radhika, Nayak. Okay, how many people will say it's since it is a simple issue, they will not charge? Okay, Triveni, Shita. Okay, answer. They will charge. Okay, why they will charge? I will tell you. See, TCS would have allocated a maintenance period of 6 months. Okay, and for this 6 months, TCS will be paying their employees who are allocated for this maintenance purpose, right? So the engineers who are working as a maintenance for this maintenance of this project for 6 months, they would be getting paid from TCS. Okay. And if they encounter any problem post 6 months, definitely they would charge Pepsi in order to fix them, even though if it is a silly problem or a major problem. Okay. TCS would be definitely charging them. Why? Because again, this is a business. Okay. Nobody wants to provide a free service, okay, more than the date and time that they have provided. Okay. Again, everything is business. Nobody wants to run their business for loss. Okay. Already this 6 months time period, whatever the engineers that is involved, they will be paid by TCS, and they don't want to pay these maintenance engineers for more than 6 months. Getting the point how the business will work in IT industry? Okay. As I already told, time is money in business. Again, the same thing holds good over here also. Time is money. Okay. This 6 months already they have given free maintenance. And after 6 months, pretty first day, they face any problem, definitely TCS is going to charge them. Why? Because again, time is money over here. They have invested their maintenance engineers over here, okay, and they are giving free maintenance. All right, and during this free maintenance period, the engineers, those who were involved, they are getting paid from TCS. Okay, so after this time frame, definitely any minor issue or major issue, they are going to charge Pepsi for this minor issue or major issue, whatever that they encounter. Simple as that. Okay, this is how the service based industries will work. Okay, and one more example. um, Pepsi did not face any issues within the time frame of 6 months. However, they wanted a change in the developed project. In the 6 months, or I can say within the 6 months time frame. Okay, so I'll explain you this. See, Pepsi did not face any issues, okay, within the time frame of 6 months. However, they wanted a change in the developed project. Means whatever the requirement that they had given to TCS, right? Now TCS has completely developed it. Now Pepsi wants to make some changes apart from the requirement that they have given to TCS. They want to make some changes in the project itself, and they are still within the 6 months time frame. Okay, now tell me, TCS should charge them or TCS should not charge them? They are still within the 6 months timeline.
They will charge, sir.
Okay, how many say they will charge? We are still within the 6 months time frame. Okay, okay, Nanda, Ashok, Triveni, Chandana, Vidya, Revati. Okay, how many say we will not charge them because we are still within the stipulated timeline? K. Kiran, Radhika, Medha Nayak. All right, answer. TCS will charge. How? I will tell you. Okay, so here initially when Pepsi came up with the requirement, okay, whatever the requirement that they came up with for that particular requirement, they analyzed it and they came up with a time frame and they charged 20 crores. Okay, now within that particular stipulated time, TCS has provided that software, okay, and whatever the charges that they charged, they have been paid, and now they have given 6 months maintenance free. But in this 6 months maintenance, whatever the issues that they are facing with the initially shared requirement, they are going to fix it. But If Pepsi has come up with a new requirement, that is changes in the requirement apart from whatever the requirement that they gave earlier, that they are not going to fix it for free. They are going to charge it. Understanding the thing here, right? So in the existing requirement, if they are facing any issues, they are going to fix it for free. But if they are making a changes in the existing requirement that they have given, obviously that will have more impacted areas. If they are changing the requirement itself after this submitting of the project, definitely they are going to charge. Understanding the difference between this maintenance and the changes in the requirement.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
definitely TCS is going to charge them and make good amount of money. Okay, so TCS will charge and make money for the requirement changes. Okay, great. So this is how the service based companies will work. Okay, service based company, what they will do, they will develop the software for their customers, and once they develop the software for their customers, they might give them a maintenance period which might be free of cost or which might be very less cost also. And whenever each time the customer changes the requirement, based on the changes in the requirement, the service based companies will charge them again. Okay, that is how the service based company can make money, right? Suppose imagine for a particular year, TCS has not got any project from their customers. Still, they'll have to maintain their employees and their engineers, and then they'll have to pay them. Correct. So, keeping all these things in mind, okay, any changes in the requirement, they're going to charge extra, right? And after the maintenance period is done, free maintenance period is done, any small changes or major changes, any changes, again, they are going to charge their customers, right? So customers is the only source of money for service based companies. Clear? So keeping all these things in mind, I'm providing these pointers for you people. Okay, now this is how the service based company will work. Let us quickly understand how product based companies will work. Product based company. Okay, so let us consider one simple example. There is a grocery store. Okay, there is a grocery store in okay, in Indranagar location in Bengaluru. Okay, so the grocery store became really very famous, and people started coming from all the locations in Indranagar. Okay, as he is giving the products for less price or discounted price, as the store giving groceries for discounted price. Okay, now this grocery store owner, he wants to expand his business. Okay, he wants to expand his business to a different location as well. For example, you want to expand business mm, in Koramangala location. Okay, okay, he can open a store in Koramangala and make sure that he is giving the same discounted price groceries in Kormangala location as well. But it will become a tedious task for him. The owner cannot be in both the location at the same time, right? Problem here is uh, top owner cannot be in the in both the location same time. This is a major problem, and he cannot believe uh, the people those who are working for him. Okay, might be, for example, in Kormangla location, the person who is working for him, he can make 10,000 rupees of business a day, but he can showcase that he is only making 8,000 business a day, and 2,000 he can keep in his pocket, and he can say business happened was 8,000 for today, right? So he cannot trust people. That is one part. So now he wants to expand his business in other locations as well. So for two locations only, he cannot go and maintain, or he cannot be in the same place. So what if he expands his business in three, four, or five locations, right? Then it will be very tedious for him, and people can easily cheat him, right? So he don't want that thing to happen. Now what he plans is, he plans and he thinks, okay, from the same location, okay, he can serve his customers with discounted groceries price, okay, in multiple locations. So how he will do it? He will think, and he will hire some engineers who can develop the software for him, okay, who can develop the software for him to sell the groceries. Okay, he'll think and he will hire some engineers who can develop the software for him to sell the groceries to multiple locations. Okay, for example, he will hire the set of engineers, and he will give the requirement to the engineers. Okay, give the requirements to the engineers, and he will develop a software called as something called as smartbuy.in. So people from anywhere in Bangalore, if they go to smartbuy.in, they can add the product to the carts, add the products to the cart, and proceed to checkout. Okay. In fact, I'll say, say like search for products. Okay. And then search for products and add product to the cart, and they can proceed to checkout and get the products delivered to their doorstep. So this is how he develops. By keeping certain set of engineers, he develops a product based on his requirement. Now he can open a shop in Indranagar, he can open a shop in Kormangla, he can open a shop in Rajajinagar, he can open a shop in Shivaji Nagar, anywhere he can open. And based on the orders that he received, based on the location, he can just ship the products to the doorstep of the users. Getting the point now? Who is the owner of this software? Smartbuy.in.
One of the grocery shops.
It's the owner of the grocery shop,
Grocery shop.
right? The owner who maintains this particular grocery shop, this software belongs to him only. So this is one simple and a best example for a product-based company. Okay. So any changes that is required, you will inform these engineers, hey, make these changes. They will make the changes. Clear. And whatever the salary that he pays for these engineers, you will just pay the salary. Okay. No additional charges will be charged by the engineers. Why? Because the engineers also work for this particular grocery shop owner. So here you understood the best example for service based companies, and the best example for a product based company we already know, right? Like flipkart.com, right? And amazon.in, right? And there's something called as nika.in, yeah, Misho, right? So there are so many product based companies. Okay, so I hope you people understood the real difference between the product based and the service based.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you people have any doubts in today session, whatever that you understood, you can ask me. If not, then we will connect again tomorrow at 6:30, and then we'll start with the actual topics that we are planning to start. Okay, and this particular sheet, right? So this particular sheet will act as a proof for your class notes. Okay, I will be writing the notes in this, and I will share this particular sheet link with you people in the WhatsApp. Okay, you can use this sheet, and you can go through the notes that is shared in this particular sheet as your reference. Okay, so I'll stop it here today. uh, just wanted to give a gist of what you are going to understand and what you're going to learn, and just wanted to make you people understand the difference between product and the service base. And from tomorrow onwards, the actual content of the project's class session will be started. Okay. All
Sir,
right. Yes, yes.
sir, in Amazon and Flipkart also there is a separate engineers. No, I mean work for the that product, sir. I mean that software.
Actually, see, the engineers who work for Amazon and Flipkart, right? They work for Amazon and Flipkart itself. Okay. So, any new changes or any additional requirement that will be provided, so it would be informed to the engineers who work for that Amazon and Flipkart, and accordingly they will work.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. In the same way, in service based, the engineers who work for TCS, Wipro, right? They are the employees of TCS and Wipro. They will not have any direct connection with the Pepsi. Any changes that is mentioned by Pepsi, it has to come through the uh, select the senior management of TCS or Wipro, and from there, once the senior management gives the approval, then only they'll make those particular changes, because the engineers work for TCS and Wipro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Understand.
Yeah. All right. So let me stop sharing my screen, and also I'll stop the recording. Okay, guys. So we'll stop it here today.